Hey everybody, welcome. We're just going to do our presidential debate right now between two of our student ambassadors. Kaeden, why don't you introduce yourself first and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hello, my name is Kaeden Dunston from Woodlawn High School. I'm currently a sophomore and a student ambassador and player here in EBREL. I'll be running for president. I'm currently the president of the Woodlawn High School Esports Club. I maintain a 3.75 GPA, and I'm from both Baton Rouge and Germany.
My name is John Beckman. I'm from Woodlawn High School also, and a sophomore. I maintain a 4.4 GPA, and I'm also a player and competitor of EBREL.
All right, great. So for the audience out there, basically what they're running for is to be our league president. So they oversee operations of our Esports League here in Baton Rouge and student ambassador program too. So they run the student ambassador program with leadership and have that president role. So, all right, let's start with you, Kaeden. Let's go with this first question. What is your vision for the future of our esports in our league? Especially, how do you plan to increase student engagement and participation?
It's a very good question. I've thought about this for a while, and I think my vision is to grow it to a community available to all people of all sorts of backgrounds and interests. As you were saying, that like my answers tie in together for both of the parts of the question. The way I want to achieve this is by implementing not just gaming, but into other things such as STEM, drone racing, and other sorts of things that tie into the world of esports, also branching out to other things that it can be included, like shoutcasting, as we do here in the arena. We also do video production, leadership. There's just so many things that I want to offer for kids that can really contribute to our league while also giving them more opportunities as well.
I always laugh every time I hear some of you students talking about kids while y'all are still students. Our current president does the same thing all the time. And John, how about you?
Me personally, I think I want to introduce coaching. I think coaching could be a great option for those who want to get better and improve, and also maybe teach other people how they can maybe improve and get better at their games that they really enjoy. And it also would be a great way to make more communities, more friends, more people who can go to these events and say, hey, how are you doing, to people they already know, rather than having to bring their own friends who don't know. But it would be great to introduce a way better and way larger community through coaching. And through coaching, we could also maybe have these students do other things, like, what Kaeden was talking about, STEM. So with STEM, we can do more things related to these crazy events, these things where people can come in and enjoy themselves during these events. And drone racing, that seems really cool as well.
Yeah, and how excited y'all are about possibility of we're going to get an esports arena built in this city?
Unfortunately, we won't be able to get to experience it as students. We're going to graduate.
What about you, Kaeden?
Well, like John said, we won't be able to experience it personally as competitors, but I know that we're getting this arena because of the hard work in the past couple of years, and I'm happy that because of what we've been doing, we're able to build this legacy and build the future of esports for the people to come after us. So I'm very excited about it and happy to see that will become a thing.
Awesome. All right, John, esports is a rapidly evolving field. How do you plan to ensure our program stays current with the latest trends, technologies, and competitive games? I mean, it's just like, this year, for instance, we're talking about removing Rocket League from the high schools because of that. It's a downward trend right now. But then, everybody's raving about Rivals. But, we have to look at the future as well of any other games that are coming out. So what do you think about that?
I think that's a pretty easy question. Your stuff, it's all about ambassadors, and you have ambassadors that all have their own opinions and thoughts. You can always just ask, hey, what do you think about getting rid of, what you're talking about, Rocket League, and bringing in Marvel Rivals? It'd just be an easy question to ask all of the ambassadors who are mainly students and gamers. And then if we can implement, more community-based things, we can ask the community as a whole, what would you rather see? Would you rather see Rocket League or Marvel Rivals? Would you compete in Marvel Rivals or Rocket League? Then we can see if they would rather do it in teams or solo, random matchmaking, all that kind of things.
Okay. And how about you, Kate?
Just like John said, reaching out to the community and also just expand. Following along with technology can be difficult, but having those people who actually understand it become ambassadors and become part of this community is what we really need to be looking forward to. As in, since most of our competitions are in person, we can start reaching out to online competing, as most high schools and colleges now are doing, in order to expand their horizons to more availability.
Okay. Kaeden, as president, you'll be representing our program to both the student body and potential external partners. How would you foster a positive and inclusive environment within the esports community?
Very good question. I talked to the school board yesterday, actually, at the meeting that we had, and I want to, show it as a community, not only for gaming, but just as a place that people can come, meet in, discover new things, but also sticking with the things they love without having to feel like they're being pushed away. But we're bringing them in to really explore their interests and loves, while also getting these career paths that they might want to be into the future, and give them opportunity to explore colleges or workforce, things like that.
Okay. And how about you, John?
I think this kind of comes back to what I was talking about earlier about coaching. Improvement only happens through happy and enjoyable environments. And if you are getting coached or taught by someone you like, you can make an environment that is positive and able to learn from it.
Okay. And let's piggyback off that career path, because that's a major point in our program here. John, what career paths do you think that we should focus on, or maybe elevate a little bit more? What kind of trend do you think we should be, heading towards if you were president?
I think an easy one to say would be like management, but personally, I want to see more stuff revolving around computers or video software, editing, cybersecurity, stuff like that. This all can be related to esports.
Okay. And what about you, Kaeden?
I agree with what John said about computers. I also want us to offer more of the less technical side of things, such as marketing, leadership roles, writing things, like people who can collect data for things, people who are just not only want to do computer stuff, but look at their other things as well. Like we want camera crews, we want video, audio, things like that. Just things that anyone can do with just a little bit of interest in it.
Okay. Okay. So, John, how will you personally contribute to increasing the visibility and the reach of our esports program within the wider student body and beyond? And let's think beyond the school that you're currently at right now. We need to think the whole district, our region, basically. How do we get more viewership and more people to to start coming to our events or watching our events? What's your ideas on that?
Kind of what Kaeden was talking about. This also kind of goes into marketing. If we can market our stuff better, we can get more people into our events that also aren't just students. Maybe people who, are in summer breaks, or people who are just coming around, friends of other students. Just want to maybe come over, see how the event is going. I also think that we could do like these trips to other schools where we could maybe market EBREL and other cool things like that.
Okay. And what's your thoughts on that, Kate?
Kind of bridging off what John said, our whole league is based around student involvement. I feel like being able to get our students away from our district and into other places to really show what we've done here, and just get them to be the ones to really show what other students are capable of doing would probably be our best option. As shown at the meeting yesterday, the people really loved how us students were really being interactive with the community and not just leaving it all to the adults. I feel like if we do this in other places, it will also really show, hey, this is a bunch of students. We want this in our place as well, to have our students growing as well.
Yeah, I will say definitely at that HOA meeting yesterday, the community was really impressed with the student ambassador program over there. Still, even today, I was getting a lot of good feedback from last night's meeting. Hey, Kaeden, if elected, what is one specific initiative or project you would personally champion to improve our program, and what steps would you take to make it a reality?
So there are two. Well, let me start with the first one. The main thing I want to do is I want people to understand that esports isn't just people playing games instead of doing schoolwork, because that is something that lots of people who are skeptical of esports think it is. It's just gaming during school, and people are like, "Oh, I don't want my child to just be playing games." So one of the initiatives that we have brought to not just Woodlawn, but I've seen at other schools as well, is induced learning. You know, hey, we have this average of a GPA. We want you people to maintain it. So we want study time before gaming in order to, you have all your friends here, you all get along. Why don't you all go study a little bit before playing games? And after you're studying, you're like, hey, I'm like in this good mental state. Now we can play games and really work as a team better. So I want most schools to be understanding that esports is a way to bring community to help in the classroom, not only out of it.
Okay. John, what about you?
Personally, I really want coaching. I think coaching would be fantastic because a lot of kids, they're playing these games, they don't really know what to do, and the way that they get better is just by playing around. But sometimes they don't have these friends that they can play with. You know, like switches, they're expensive. Not a lot of kids have switches, so the only way they'd be able to play with their friends that they came over, which would be like a one in a while instance. Another
Okay.
thing maybe I want to implement would be esports STEM. With esports STEM, they could be learning about management of esports related things, video editing, software, cybersecurity, all that kind of things, where they could learn and get better with stuff in the esports field where they can still be a part of things they enjoy.
Yeah. So before we go to back to you, Kaeden, here's the thing I would say that needs to be something that would be a priority is changing the mindset. That's a big word to me, because even today, looking at Facebook and looking at WBRZ, looking at some of the comments of the announcement, and people in the public already have that mindset gaming. You know, how they're just playing video games and the ha 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 kind of stuff that comes up because they don't understand what we're really truly trying to do here. They again think it's just playing video games and it's a waste of time. You know, you're looking at an older generation that, yeah, we stayed outside all the time. We didn't go inside, you know, until the sun was going down. So how do we change the mindset, you know, or as a president, how would you change the mindset of the community to look at esports in a positive way and take those naysayers and put them into a yes, I believe in this now? Kaeden, you want to go first? I saw you had your hand up too.
Yeah, so bridging off of what's been said a lot, I've been working on this little thing that I've spoken to not only you but John, Miss Kat, and a bunch of other people here in our little group about the ambassador mission projects, about having these students themselves go to other places, not just schools but to communities, and showing how them as students have really evolved academically, scholastically, not just in games but in the classroom as well as students because of esports. And by doing this, we get the people get firsthand see of what's really happening in esports and how it's helping students and not just them playing games.
Okay. And what about you, John? What about the mindset changes? How we accomplish that?
Well, yesterday, me, Kaeden, and a few others, we went to see a board meeting about what do we do about Broadmoor Middle. And there was a lot of people who, like you were talking about, weren't in the generation of gaming. They were going outside rather than sitting inside playing video games. And all it just takes is a simple understanding that esports is not just about gaming. It's about learning it, having a better community, and, you know, teaching and tutoring to get smarter. There is opportunities where you can get better as a person in esports rather than just gaming. It's the people that you can meet.
Okay. All right, John. How will your personal network connections or relationships contribute to the growth and success of the Esports Student Ambassador Program?
Personally, I think that it would benefit a lot if we could have more connections via like sponsorships and stuff like that. Like you know, what we're doing with Computer Haven. If we can get Computer Haven on our side, you know, we would have more equipment but also Computer Haven would be getting a lot more recognition for the wonderful company they are. I went there last time. It was wonderful meeting all those nice people. And if we can get more sponsorships like that, I think that we could really grow into such a better thing rather than just being here in Louisiana. It can be a whole group of state esports.
Okay. And Kaeden, how about you?
So I know that it's a big thing that we like to do here in EBR. It's community. It's looking towards the small mom and pop shops, all these local places. How if we help each other out, not only are we building like an esports thing or just one company, we're building the whole community as a whole. And when one company sees all this growth, they want to join in. And now we have a centralized thing. We have not just esports, we have this full community all growing together, and it just helps everybody out. And this will help us grow to other states because they'll say, hey, look at how big their community is going because of esports. We want that too. And now we have all these different places really growing together because of esports.
Okay. All right. All right. This is the last question.
Okay.
Let's see. Kaeden, what personal qualities do you believe are essential for this role as president, and how do you embody those qualities?
So I think some essential qualities are, so I know, well, before I start saying about that, some things people, whenever people think of president, they think of someone who's like, do all good, never mess up, so strict. But I feel like having a president like that isn't something people would want to look towards. I feel like our president should be more empathizing, more understanding, understands what people can do and can't do. Someone who knows what is when to do something, when is right, when is wrong, and just understands as a whole what the community is like and how what they can do to fix it.
Yeah. And John?
I think the president would have to have a calm, progressive, and maybe an observative mindset. Everything that you want, all the ideas that you have, they're not going to happen instantly. It's going to take a lot of time. So you need to be patient, stuff like that. And if you're observative, you can see what the community wants. You can understand, hey, maybe this idea I have not too fantastic. Let's see, ask the community what they would want instead, or how they would change it.
Okay. Well, that is all our questions today. We will probably be doing another interview between now and our championship. Hopefully Isaiah, who's also running for president, will be at the next one. Sometimes it's just hard to reach people, but it's okay. But anyway, we're gonna wrap this up today. Y'all have any closing comments before we leave? John, you want to go first if you have any?
Isaiah should have been here.
Okay, Kaeden.
Well, I'm just saying that I hope that I get elected, and I'm hoping that no matter what, even if I don't, that we can continue to grow this as a community and just better esports for everybody.
All right, awesome. All right, that's a wrap, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Kaeden, high five.